You face a critical decision. The facts are present. The data is verified. The logic is sound. But as the pressure increases, the signal begins to fade. A constant stream of questions begins to fill the space. The volume of internal inquiry expands exponentially. You sit with a single objective. You leave with 100 secondary concerns. A rapid flood of inputs drowns out the necessary signal. The effort is maximum. The intelligence is high. Yet the person stands paralyzed. Total structural failure occurs while the mind is working its hardest. Why does the mind generate more noise the closer it gets to the answer? A founder prepares for a pivotal board meeting. They possess the key metric that proves success. But they spend 3 hours debating the font size on slide 12. An athlete stands at the start line. They have performed the drill 10,000 times. Suddenly, they are questioning the exact angle of their left foot. A professional receives a clear directive. They understand the task. By midday, they have sought counsel from 6 different sources on a minor detail. The objective is visible. The movement toward it is not. Exhaustive questioning is mistaken for actual progress. The internal clock ticks toward the deadline. The list of secondary concerns continues to grow. The volume of thought does not equate to the quality of the insight. What is the mechanism that allows 50 minor questions to override the one that dictates the outcome? This is where most people freeze. But at Solver's Studio, we go to our toolkit. The Solver's 6. The tool we're going to use for this scenario is first principles clarity. Thinking is currently being measured by the volume of questions processed. This measurement creates confusion because a higher volume of inputs is mistaken for a higher quality of analysis. The tool reduces the decision from 100 variables to a single, non-negotiable principle. Step 1. Isolate the essential core requirement. The original assumption is that processing every secondary concern leads to the correct answer. By applying the tool, we define the fundamental objective as clear, timely action. It becomes visible that any input not advancing this objective is noise rather than signal. Step 2. Locate the single variable that controls the outcome. Previously, the mind measured progress by the exhaustive coverage of 50 non-critical decisions. We now replace that list with the one choice that must be made to move the system forward. Isolating this point of maximum leverage eliminates the pressure of the remaining variables. Step 3. Define the action rule. The previous logic allowed for infinite delay in the search for perfect certainty. The new decision logic uses a simple, binary commitment trigger to force the start of movement. Decisions become easier because the rule enforces the principle of clarity over the habit of overanalysis. Isolate the core requirement. Locate the single variable. Define the action rule. Now let's apply the same process somewhere else. An individual stands paralyzed while overanalyzing a simple choice between 2 almost identical options. They isolate the core requirement as a functional decision rather than a perfect one. They identify the single variable as the initial starting action. They apply an action rule of a mandatory 2-hour deadline to force the choice. The time constraint prevents the noise of overanalysis from creating an action. The structural failure of clarity is corrected. The mind is no longer measured by the volume of its thoughts, but by the reduction to its core truths. What was misunderstood as a lack of information was actually a lack of a precise framework. Clarity is now the direct output of this rigorous reduction. Action is the natural consequence of this corrected focus. See you in the next video.